Good morning, at least where I'm at, it's morning. Here in Red Bluff, California. And so I'm just going to hopefully let some people come online as we get started. So, questions probably won't start coming if anybody gets online. So about probably another 4 or 5 minutes. So it's been kind of a nice weather here. Well, a little windy, not too much into the running in the wind, but you know, it's that or it's 50 degrees. Right now it's supposed to be high of, I think, 65 or 66 today, which is kind of nice. Kind of nice. I'll take the wind and 66 over 50 degrees and cold or lower. So we went out for a walk this morning. It's real nice. Took the dogs out. A little windy out there, but 3 mile walk with your wife's kind of a nice thing to do. Of course, there she is in the background. Yeah. Yeah, not much new going on in the world of running right now that I can think of. Kind of a slow time of year. I know that some of the indoor track season's going a little bit, but I know they just had the Reading Marathon. I think was it last weekend? No, it was the week with Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. That's the weekend they do the Reading Marathon, and lots of friends are doing that, or did that, I should say. And it was a good success. Even with all that atmospheric river stuff going there, they actually had a day where they actually be able to run that whole marathon with maybe light rain here or there, but for the most part, it was pretty dry. So that's kind of good news for them. Yeah. Had a friend from up in Weaverville came down, and she's what? Honey, how old was Roxanne? 59? Yeah, a little bit older than me. And she actually ended up winning the whole thing on the women's side, which is pretty good. Obviously it's pretty good, especially being up in the upper 50s. She's pretty fast. I don't say that she ran slow and all the other women ran slow. So she's pretty competitive. So hats off to her. Name is Roxanne. So hats off to her for uh, winning the women's division. So it's pretty cool. It's always nice when you know people who win races. So and then there goes the dogs. Neighbors are making noise. So yeah, that's
Copper. Yes, it's Copper.
Yeah, that's our new dog, Copper. The other dogs are pretty quiet. He's about a year and a half old. And I don't know, he's part terrier, I think. So he's a lot of bark in him. So, anyways, we're almost getting up to when the live stream is supposed to start. So, if you're getting on this, obviously, after this live stream goes off, again, just should have fast forwarded up through the first 5 minutes or so. So, anyways, like I said, we're just kind of killing time a little bit here, and this is um, Thumbs Up Running. It's my coaching channel. Why I've done a channel and why the name of the channel I'll tell you about. I love coaching. I'm a natural teacher. I've coached track. I've coached other things in the past. Coached people for years. I just love coaching. I love helping people. I've been a pretty competitive runner most of my life, and I find just as much enjoyment of me doing well in a race as people I've given advice to, I've coached, I've brought along, helped improve their running and watch them excel and do well in their races. Brings a lot of satisfaction to me. I like helping people to achieve their best, and coaching does that for me. I was a very successful track coach quite some years ago when I was in Los Banos, and we had you know, just watching a number of kids develop and grow through the years and achieve their best, and as a team be real strong um, year after year was very satisfying for me. And so, you know, why I came up with the name Thumbs Up Running is I tried to distill things down in for form and running to the basics. There's so many videos out there nowadays. There's so many different channels. You know, you got colleges and stuff like that, and gym coaching agencies, and they break down the science of running and what we got to do. And it's like, wow, time you get done reading and listening to some of them, it's like I'm running stiff because oh, I got to do this and I got to have this and everything's got to be, you know, there's so many things they talk about form that you're concentrating on. It's like I just wanted to break things down and what is the simplest way to be able to run correctly. And what I've discovered is that from just all my training that if you run with your thumbs up, why is that important? Because here, the biggest problem that you're going to have in running is shoulders when they start to rotate. That's the biggest problem because that causes your hips to have to rotate again themselves to balance out your shoulders, to counteract, to counterbalance them. When that happens, when they're rocking back and forth, your feet come over center. Simple as that. And so you're kind of running on the sides of your feet. And since you're not running at the top of the center, you're running down. You're losing, you're losing inches sometimes in your stride. And that's important that you're not losing that. And you're not running on the sides of your feet, which causes other injuries up your legs. And so the simplest way I found to correct that is if you bring your thumbs up, what it does is it rotates the elbows in and keeps your body in line with the shoulders so that when you're running, your shoulders aren't rotating, which eliminates the hips rotating, which eliminates the other problems that come down with your foot fall on your strike and the shortened stride. So that's why I came up with thumbs up running. It's the simplest thing to remember. If you just remember to keep your thumbs up when you're running, then the rest of your stride will be in line. And the quickest way to find out if your thumbs are not up when you're out running, so that you're, right there, is if you see your looking down, if you see your hands coming in towards your midline of your body, then it means that you're starting to get a little lazy with your hands, and you need to bring them back up, back into alignment. So that's kind of where I came up with the name of thumbs up running, is that it's the simplest thing to communicate. If you just remember thumbs up, most of your form is going to be, is going to be corrected. Now, this is the time I'd like, if you guys in the comments, if you'd like to type in some questions for me, that way I can, answer them. If you have something going on right now, what do you want to hear? That's the main thing, because your questions, your answers about that can help direct me as far as videos that I'm going to do in the future. Because if I'm not meeting your needs, you're not going to be driving to my channel, And my biggest thing is that I want to be helping you become the best runner that you can be, the best strategy that you might have for racing or just running in general. Hey, how do I run with a dog? How do I, when running, rain, whatever. Just, I'd like to know from you what you would like to hear from me. And that'll help me best be able to direct things in the future so that I'm actually meeting your needs. And the more people that meet the needs, the more people are going to drive to the channel, and the bigger this is going to grow, and hopefully the better that we're going to get. And it all starts basically with you, because I'm trying to meet your needs. So again, right now, if you got a question, just obviously my wife put a comment in here. Very good teacher. Um, thanks. Uh, Appreciate that. But yeah, so now's the time. I'm just going to hold off a little bit here before I go on. Let's tell about my history in running. Um, I guess I can talk about that while you're typing. Uh, I started running really basically back. I ran a bit like every kid did back in grade school, but um, I had options when I was in the junior high to go do stuff, and I always like to get out and run the laps around there. And then that translated into high school. This was shortly after Title IX, whatever it is. That, anyways, where they had equal access for men and women to sports, and so they had didn't have cross country my first couple of years, but I did wrestling and I did track. So I was a distance runner in track, and went to cross country my junior year when they opened it back up again, and it was pretty successful. I wasn't like the best runner in the area, but was one of the tops in the school, and went to got a scholarship to run at a college, and before I met my wife. But so I ran cross country and did some track for them too. I wasn't the best guy in the league, I mean, only one guy is going to be the best guy in the league, but I did well, and I continued running after college got out. Even my last year or two, I was a PE major, so I did my internship up at a student teaching basically at Tustin High School, and I coached sprints for them actually. And I was a very successful sprint coach there. And after I did out, we got married, and I moved up to Los Banos, and I got on as a sprint coach for the track team there. I was very successful with that too. Developed that up. I had a young man running 10.9, in the 100. I had guys that were running 22s, 22.8, and stuff like that. And, low 23s, quite a few guys running the 200. I had girls that were running well. Uh, Ended up sliding over mid-season one year to doing middle distance and distance because we had another sprint coach came in. Uh, Nice guy, very successful. It just fit the team better, and it fit me better too to coach middle distance. And I got a girl there that in her junior year, got her from just breaking down form to start off with, and then teaching her how to start a race right and how to pace herself. I eventually got her from a 12:25 in the 2 mile, which was a solid time for girls, down to 11:55 that year. Then the next year, I got her down to a 11:28, and she was like fifth in the section at that time. And I had a number of girls that were running low 13s into the 12s. I had guys that were running 440s, 450s in the mile. Number of guys. This is a small school. We're talking like it's Division II, so we're not talking a large school here. But year after year, we were getting kids that were running well. I had kids that I coached that I left at their junior year, and then his senior year, just because of all the base that he had, he ran like a 4:18, and his brother ran a 4:17. So I had a lot of success for that. Then I went into Cal Fire, and I was running there. But I've always coached friends. I've always coached people in town ever since then. And I had one guy just a few years ago. I just broke him down, just the start of his race. Taught him just a little bit about hill running and how to finish a race. And on a 4 mile run, he actually knocked off a minute per mile. So knocked basically 4 minutes off his run time from the start of that race series to the end of the race series, like 8 weeks later, just because he had a lot of the talent there. He just wasn't using it right. Just just starting right and holding back and then be able to finish strong through the middle of the race, that alone there knocked off at least 3 minutes off of his time because he wasn't running it right. I didn't know how to finish strong, how to run over the hills, just everything together. Just taught him how to race. Once he got a taste in the first race, oh yeah, I see my improvement. He was listening, and that's really kind of what's important is that you have to, you have to believe in the coach. When you start seeing the successes, that's how why I had so much success um, as a track coach, because the kids would do it their way. Then they listen to me after a while, and they would do something, and they would see immediate improvement. It's like, oh, then they bought into the system. They bought into the belief that what they can bring. And then once that happens for the first couple year or two, then those kids, they teach the younger kids this stuff, and it kind of self perpetuates itself. Once the success starts to come in, it breeds success, because if you got buy-in into it, then they're going to be selling it to everybody else coming up as well. And so that's really kind of what makes a lot of success for coaching is that, testimonies, buy-in, people see the success of the people ahead of them, and they want a part of that. And what do you do? And, all right, then what he's saying must be true and relevant. And so that type of stuff happens. So I'm still waiting for any questions that you might have. I don't have an awful lot of people really online right now, but that's kind of what it's about, is that there needs to be buy-in. You can talk about diets all you want, but if you don't buy into your diet, it's not going to do any good. Um, if you don't have a measure of success in your running, you're not going to buy into anything else that the coach says. There's a lot of programs out there, and there's a lot of structure that you have that you do this certain set workout, and it's going to get you to running a certain marathon time, and there's some truth in that, but there's more than just formulas. You have to look at the whole picture of somebody when they're running. Um, what's the history of running? What's the psychology going behind there? I gave a workout, but you didn't follow up on the workout. That's not a bad you. That's not it. That's just information. What's going on inside? We got to ask some questions like, hey, let's explore a little bit here. What are you believing about yourself? Oh, okay. Well, where did that come from? We can go back a little bit, and I do life coaching as well, and we can go back and it's like, hey, where did this belief come from? Oh, is this true? Oh, then let's get a new belief system going here, and let's develop new truths that will help you succeed and follow through with the things that you want. So coaching is a lot more than just come up with a formula. You run 3 miles this day, 4 miles the next day, run this, run that. You got to look at the whole picture of the person that you're coaching. And that's what I kind of bring in is a bigger picture view. I've got formulas coming out my ears on running and stuff, and a lot of it's good, and a lot of it works, and I do use a lot of that, but I still have to listen to the athlete. I have to analyze stuff. I analyze form. Why are you getting injured? Okay, well, let's take a look at this, break things down. Okay, this is where you're going wrong. It's not just thumbs up. You could be running too tall. I got videos on that. And that might pop your hips forward. You're landing too much on your heels. And that's causing shin splints. There's other aspects of form involving the whole body. I break things down, and I'm able to pull out of what's going on with you, and not just what's going wrong, but hey, this is what is causing wrong, and this is how you can correct it, and this is how you can notice how things are changing. So there's so much more to coaching than just having a formula. Anybody can go online and get a formula, and if I follow the dogs, that's right. Hey guys, I love my dogs. They just want to play right now. So as you can see, there's a lot more than just formulas in running. And I've studied the sport for many, 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 many years. I was a PE major, so I know all the mechanics, how the body works, all the kinesthetics of that. kinesiology, everything has to do with muscle movement and how everything impacts. Um, and it's brought me into good stead far as it's coaching. I've seen success in all those aspects and helping people. And I'll break down. Hey, this is where you're going wrong. Hey, you're starting out too fast. Well, hold yourself back. This is how you can do it. This is because psychologically where you're at. Pull yourself back here. And why is that important? Well, when you take out fast, too fast, and I could talk about energy systems and everything like that. Just that whenever that catches up to you after 2 or 3 or 4 minutes into the run, and you start tiring out, and you start tightening up and slowing down, people start passing you up that know how to pace themselves better. And right now, boom, you're screwed up psychologically. You're done. But if you take out and you know how to hold yourself just right, so that you get to a certain point where you get through the certain energy systems and you get to your aerobic system, and you can start pushing the pace a bit better, and you start passing people up that took out too fast, your thought processes aren't on, I just want to hold people off. It's like, I own that person, and I'm going to catch the person in front of me, and I'm going to catch that person in front of them, and you keep pushing strong. Before you know it, you're pushing strong, and there's the finish line coming up, and you got this strong kick, and you're passing people up on your kick. It all comes down to how you start it. How do you run hill races? How do you get up over the hill? Well, what's psychologically going on? Why are you stopping at a certain point or backing off? What do you need to do? There's so many different aspects to racing and running that set you up mentally for success beyond just training. How you approach training affects you. Of course it does. Because how you approach the training is how you're going to approach your running. If you're constantly taking out too hard in the first part of your workouts and you're tightening up and slowing up at the last part, you're going to do your races like that. But if you have good, successful workouts where you're running strong at the end of that, that translates into confidence going into your race that, man, I can run strong when I'm tired, and I can run this race strong and still push hard when I'm tired at the end. So all that plays into a factor that I can offer you as a running coach. And there's so much more. So as you see this, leave comments down below, and I'll try to address this throughout the week and produce videos that can meet the needs of where you're at. So I hope you find this very helpful. You get to know me a little bit better. If you've got questions for me in any way, leave a comment, say something, and I'll be more than happy to either get back to you through the chats or however you want, or I can comment through. I'd like to do at least a live chat once a week and produce a video once a week. One, you can ask me direct questions. The other one, I'll try to produce videos based upon some of the questions that you've had. So anyways, glad you got to know me, I guess. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. Anyways, God bless you guys. Have a good day. Bye.
You're welcome.
I had 2.